It's been 1 year since the Champlain Towers South collapsed in Surfside, Florida, claiming 98 lives. The shock of those initial days have now transformed into demands for accountability as the relatives of the victims still try to heal. Our Victor Oquendo has an in-depth look at this tragedy 1 year later.
Police on fire. Where's your emergency?
I'm in Champlain Towers. Something's going on here. You got to get us out of here.
You're in your apartment right now?
Yes, but half the building's gone.
At 1:22 a.m., the 13-story Champlain Towers South apartment building in Surfside, Florida, suddenly collapsed as most residents were in their beds sleeping.
I remember hearing a loud explosion, like a bomb going off.
I opened the door to the stairwell. In front of our stairwell, there's a little balcony, and I just looked over. Oh my God! The building's gone! The building's gone!
I remember hearing people crying for help, and that bothers me still to today. I felt like I left them behind.
Captain, the Champlain Towers, the building, it collapsed.
Floor after floor after floor, it crumbled in 12 seconds, all captured by a security camera next door. 98 people killed in the collapse, from the elderly to young children, making it the deadliest structural disaster in American history not connected to terrorism.
My mother knew it was the building. She knew something was wrong with my sister.
Martin Langesfeld's sister, Nicole, and her husband, Louis Sadovnik, died in the collapse.
My sister's apartment was the last one that got ripped in half. Her kitchen and her living room were still standing.
You could see inside.
You could see inside.
We need to start staying up the staging area.
Seeing it with my own eyes just left me speechless.
Miami-Dade Fire Rescue among the first on the unimaginable scene, searching frantically for survivors in the remaining standing structure and the 40-foot pile of rubble.
Everybody in this building.
Everybody out? All right.
So we just tried to make our way as quickly as possible. There were large AC units on the roof and other pieces of debris that were falling down.
Keep everybody in front of the fire truck, everybody behind.
I kind of had that sinking feeling of, this is it, but we're gonna go, we're gonna do it.
In the days following the collapse, county officials vowed to make sure all the decades-old high-rises along the Florida coast were inspected to see if they were safe. And 1 year later, at the site of the former building, Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says progress has been made.
Miami-Dade County is responsible for the buildings that are outside cities. All the buildings that were in queue for recertification have been checked out by our department. I do feel confident that as for Miami-Dade County buildings, that people are safe.
But Champlain Towers was in the town of Surfside, one of those municipalities not under the jurisdiction of Miami-Dade County. ABC News found only 10 of the 30 older buildings chose to have their inspection done by the town ahead of their recertification timetable. And Surfside has no authority to require an inspection prior to the 40-year recertification. Shlomo Dalzinger is the newly elected mayor of Surfside, taking office after the collapse.
As a town, we've tried to evolve and make things go faster, so digitizing the process, bringing more people in-house to review these plans and these inspections.
Federal investigators say they still have no leading theory about what caused the collapse.
I couldn't believe it, that a building could just collapse without any external force. If there wasn't a hurricane, there wasn't a windstorm, there wasn't the damage and the collapse that evening.
Do you remember when the Champlain Towers, both the South and the North Tower, were built?
Oh, sure. Yeah, in fact, we had a lot of controversy.
Mitchell Kinzer was the mayor of Surfside when the Champlain Towers South was built in 1981. The plans were for a 12-story building. A 13th penthouse level was added after the fact.
I think at the time it was built, the people that were hired were considered reputable people at the time.
I don't think this building was doomed from the start.
Don Lehman, professor of civil and environmental engineering at the University of Washington, was hired by the Miami Herald to help the newspaper investigate the collapse.
I think it started out too flexible, too weak, and then every time something happened and somebody tried to patch it, they were not really understanding what the building was trying to tell them.
We started noticing water intrusion, and you could see like dry lines on the wall of water running down.
In 2018, the 40-year inspection report said there were waterproofing issues causing the structural damage in the pool deck area. Experts tell us this area was extra heavy in recent years due to pavers being placed to cover cracks. And in 2020, the firm hired for the inspection was asked for a repair plan. Champlain Towers was in the middle of those repairs, 3 years after the original report, at a cost of $14 million to fix. David Haber, an attorney specializing in condo law.
Given all your expertise in this field, do you think that this tragedy could have been prevented?
Clearly, a lot of what I would call stop signs were run through. You had a board that was trying to pass a special assessment that could not do so over a 2-year period of time, and the price ballooned. You have an engineer who gave a report that was slow played for a couple of years. When you compile this many mistakes on top of one another, that's how tragedies occur.
In May, Governor DeSantis signing a law with stricter building codes, which will require coastal high-rises to undergo structural recertification at 25 years.
This is the first time since October that I've been here. My brain cannot wrap around just an empty hole.
Last September, Miami-Dade County Judge Michael Hansman approved the $120 million sale of the land where Champlain Towers once stood.
These were my closest friends. Richard, Augustine, and Elaine. Howard, Sabino.
Last week, we received a call saying they found human remains of my sister.
Almost a year later.
They found human remains in a pile that I had to do a press conference for, pushing them not to throw away.
And in May, in a swift move with complicated class action lawsuits, the judge approved record settlements of $96 million for owners who lost 136 units and another $1 billion for families of the victims.
You can personally offer my family $100 billion. And we would give everything back to hug my sister just one time. This investigation cannot be stopped, and people can't look the other way just because $1 billion came.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.